All right. We ready?
Ready.
All right. We got Seth. Birthday interview. How old are you now?
35.
You're 35?
I think, Sarah?
Yes.
Gosh.
35.
I'm just imagining you're still 27.
I always forget. Remember we were at the parties at Daniel and Stephanie's? Some guy asked me how old I was, and I was like, yeah, I'm 32. You were like not even talking to anybody. You just turned around and you're like, you're fucking 34, dude. I was like, oh.
Was that was a day party?
I don't know.
Yeah. Didn't even remember.
I fucking forgot. Yeah, I'm just telling this dude I'm like 32.
You were pretty sure about it, huh?
I was 100% sure I was 32.
That's hilarious. Okay. And when's your birthday? September 20th. 1989?
Yep. Born in the 80s.
Yes. You made the cutoff.
I wouldn't say I made the cutoff. I was born in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay. So Seth's 35th birthday interview. All right, here we go. We're jumping in. Do you have a favorite moment from this past year?
I don't know. The pumpkin patch yesterday was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't done anything like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just go out to a big-ass field with pumpkins and drink a bunch of, like, tasty beer and tasty food.
For the adult. You got to keep the adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Happy.
And, like, IPAs and, like, Pilsners and all that stuff.
That's cool.
And cider and all that. So we ate, like, a bunch of good food and drinks. And
Damn.
I got to ride a train, like a little tractor train with JD. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
My knees are destroyed.
Because of
It
was so little?
small,
Yeah.
so it's just metal and bone.
Oh.
And pretty bumpy ride.
Hey, Kitty.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool. That's funny. That just happened yesterday.
I know, right? It's like the most fun I've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
And like some people at the work that I work with, they're like, yeah, like, you know, like you watch sports, like what are you doing for fun? I was like, man, I'm in the fucking grind right now.
Yeah.
Working 3 days a week, 2 days.
Yeah.
The rest of the week, I'm fucking at school all day. And then the rest of my free time is social engagements and
Yeah.
just always booked with something.
Nice. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You had a good day.
Yeah.
And you're a good kitty.
It'd be nice if, you know, felt like fall weather, but
Oh, yeah. It did for like a week.
yeah.
A couple weeks ago. And now it's summer again, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Hi.
Sorry, my cat's ruining this interview single-handedly.
Single-handed. No, it's fine. All right. So when I sent you the questions, did you have something else in mind? When did I send you the questions?
Like
Was it
2 nights
before the
ago.
pumpkin patch?
Yeah, it was before.
So, man, you would have had to answer something else.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Could have been anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you got to do that. All right. Next question. Did you try something new this past year? Could be an experience or food or anything.
I kind of went outside of the normal, like, scope of school for my electives. Advertising's kind of split up into, like, creative and business side. I fucking hate the creative side.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like Seth would like that.
Yeah, like, you know the show, like, Mad Men, when they're all sitting around the room and they fucking come up with, like, the big idea. They're
Yeah.
like, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm not in the room with
No,
those guys.
you're definitely not doing that.
I'm in the back office when they drop off the packet and they're like, make this happen. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah. Okay.
I get it done. I execute it. But I wanted to, like, broaden my scope a little bit. So I took a data analytics course, which does apply to advertising, but it's, I don't know, I learned a lot. I learned a fuck ton in that class.
Yeah.
Like Excel and formulas and all that stuff, but also just like how to take very large pools of data and make it concise enough to like tell a story or an insight that can lead to like very important like business decisions.
Cool. And so this was not a part of your...
No, I paid out of pocket for it.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You just went rogue and...
Yeah, I just did it. I was like, this sounds fucking cool. And I don't know, Ethan's biological dad, John, kind of inspired me to do it because he's kind of like in data and stuff like that. And I was like, man, seems like a useful skill that I could take anywhere in case I don't work at like an advertising firm, because I don't know if that's really my vibe.
Yeah. But even if you do, it could probably be useful, right?
I mean, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Like in school right now and at my job or my internship right now, I'm using it. So
cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. All right. Question 3. What is something that used to be difficult but is now easy?
I think like learning how to research things. So like school, the first couple years is just all like homework, quizzes, and exam based. Like how well can you memorize this information, or how quickly can you learn it? But in advertising, a lot of problem solving comes from research, like secondary research, stuff that's already been done before, databases, statistics, stuff like that. And then primary research, going out and doing like focus groups, surveys, interviews, one-on-one, stuff like that.
You're doing that kind of stuff now?
All of it, yeah.
Cool.
Like right now. So yeah, it's they kind of like switch gears. Like I haven't had an exam in like a year.
Wow.
It's all just like research and project-based stuff. Like, here's a problem, find me a solution. You know, why aren't millennials buying Levi jeans anymore or something? You know, like, how do we take an old legacy brand that's kind of like dying out or something and like make it new and fresh again?
Yeah. Like pivot.
Yeah. Like Lay's chips. Like everyone knows Lay's chips, but like, how do you keep marketing and advertising a potato chip that's been around?
Like lately, they've been coming out with a million flavors.
Yeah. They're doing all the flavors. They're doing, you know, like funny commercials with like Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen and just like crazy shit. But yeah, so I've been mainly just focusing on research.
Yeah.
And just doing like projects, which I don't know if that's the same for every degree program, but it's a pretty useful skill. Yeah.
So I'm sure when you started, I don't know, did you have like a first research assignment and you were like terrified? You're like, where do I even start?
Yeah, that was probably like our strategy class. Our client was HEB, and we were researching why people were struggling to remember to bring reusable bags and why like plastic bags were still like in such high demand or still in use. It seems like a pretty like broad question and subject.
Yeah.
So instead of doing like a week-to-week quiz or like, 3 weeks of studying and then you take an exam over it, you spend like 6 to 8 weeks just doing fucking research, just nonstop.
Yeah.
Just digging through everything, trying to find kind of like it's like a constellation. You look for a couple key things and then you start trying to figure out how to connect those dots. Yeah.
That was the first one you remember doing?
Yeah. Where like we really got into like research.
But when was that? Probably like 2 years ago?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Maybe 2. Yeah. Might be 2 years ago.
So would you say now, I guess you already said you're doing mostly research now, no exams?
Yeah.
So research is...
It's all I do.
Becoming easier?
A lot easier, yeah. I mean, it's still hard. It's still hard because like we're researching a problem for a client through school. It's like a national competition. And we're handling like the strategy portion of it to build the framework. And then we'll pass that on to the team that'll compete in the spring against all the other schools. So it's like very, like we have to get this right. Like they can't change the brief. Once we hand it over to them, like that's what they run with for the next like 12 to 16 weeks. Wow. So
yeah, they're not going to make TV shows about this kind of stuff, but it seems like it's kind of like...
Well, they might for this one.
But like a lawyer has a whole other team of lawyers that does a bunch of research and stuff and then gives it to them. And then when they go do whatever, when they're in the courtroom, they have to rely on all that stuff that those people did for them. I guess it's similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Because I mean, it just takes time. It's super time consuming, and it does take a lot of people.
Yeah.
To like research individual like aspects of what you're trying to find out or look for that maybe somebody hasn't noticed before or thought of before. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool, like in that way. But yeah, I'm not like a creative person.
Yeah.
So I'm very analytical, and it's easier for me to like look at a lot of research and be like, okay, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can make a few insights based off of that, and then we can probably connect the dots later on.
Yeah. Sounds kind of fun. You're just like doing detective work for advertising. Yeah,
like, man, Gen Z is such like a heavily studied generation, and yet it's so like misunderstood still.
I bet.
You know, brands are spending millions and millions of dollars trying to figure out like what makes, you know, them tick. Like, what makes them invest and buy into certain brands or certain TV shows and stuff like that. And it seems like all the time they're just doing more and more research and coming up with new stuff all the time. Like, oh my God, we had no idea.
They keep changing or what?
Yeah, keep changing. And just like now that we're getting like more and more data, you know, the longer we study it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it does, like social media changes constantly, like on the daily. And so like trying to keep pace with the internet.
Yeah.
It's super fucking hard.
I bet. Yeah, especially if you're trying to literally create a product and get it out. Maybe something's changed and then they just made all this stuff for nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Cool. All right. Question 4, I believe. If you could create a rule that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
Everyone has to obey traffic laws. Fucking everyone.
Everyone.
No speeding, no going under the speed limit.
Okay.
Like every traffic law has to be followed to the T. Like, use your fucking blinkers. I hate it, man. I hate it.
Yeah,
the older I get, the more I hate driving.
Yeah. Yeah, the blinkers is kind of annoying, especially at a 4-way stop. And then, yeah, nobody uses their blinker, and you have to be like, are you turning? No? I'll go. And then they start turning, you're like, well, use your damn blinker.
It's so bad, man. Like, I'm driving an hour and a half, like, commute one way to Austin right now, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Man.
And it's just, if it's not stopped, like, rush hour traffic, like, stop and go, it's like every man for themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not always the driver's fault. Like, sometimes they just half-ass, like, the construction on 35. Like, sometimes they just forget to put lines down. You're like, oh, guess we just figure it out.
Yeah.
You just pick somebody to get behind. Yeah.
It's like a race.
So we went from 3 lanes to 5, and we're going back down to 2 very quickly.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And there's no signage or anything. It's just anything goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the older I get, I hate driving, and people drive so bad.
Yeah, I agree. But there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
No, and it's like,
don't get on the road yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you don't have to experience that. But you have to.
But I have to, yeah. I have to leave the house as much as I don't want to.
Yeah.
I got to drive.
Man, yeah, that would be nice. All right, question 5. What do you love to do that no one knows about?
I think something I like to do is if it's like raining out, but not like heavy, like bad rain, but just like a little bit of rain. I kind of like driving around and just like listening to a good audiobook that I've already listened to like a million times. Mm-hmm. You know, like a good epic fantasy one or something, and just kind of zone out and listen to it while I'm driving around while it's raining.
Nice.
Because like it's cool. Like I do like playing video games at the house, like while it's raining. Mm-hmm. But like when you're outside driving in it, I don't know, it feels a little bit more like you're outside, but I'm just not getting wet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like comforting, you know, like that your favorite movie, your favorite book.
Yeah.
While it's like rainy. But if I just drive around town, you know, in like not very populated places, I'm just kind of like just outside in nature while it's raining and listening to a, you know, like Name of the Wind or Stormlight series or something like that.
Nice. You got some go-tos that you always... Cool.
Tons, actually. Tons. Yeah.
Like how many? 10?
At least 10, yeah.
Dang.
I mean, half of them are by Brandon Sanderson. So he just writes.
That author?
Yeah.
Does he have like a series? Or he's got multiple series?
He's got multiple series. They're all technically within the same universe.
Wow.
And some of them are like a continuation. It's like part 1 of the series is like 3 books. And then like the next part, it's like 3 or 6 books.
Wow.
But it's like, you know, it's kind of like in the same universe, but it's like skipped like a couple thousand years or something.
Wow. That's a lot. A whole entire universe, and he's just writing... How many books do you think he has?
Well, I mean, he took over Wheel of Time.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a very old...
Also a giant universe?
It's like 30 plus books.
Oh my God.
The author literally died before he finished it.
Holy
which is
crap.
why Brandon Sanderson like came in to like help write the last couple books, and then I think he wrote the final book by himself.
Wow. So they finished it out?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they had to, right? 30 plus books. The original author's dead. Like, I don't know how much you can keep going with that.
Wow.
But yeah, I think that's kind of how he got his start and gave him all that confidence and experience. He probably has well over 30 books now.
Wow. You got them all?
No.
No?
No, some of them are like one and done. Sometimes authors just write books to like get experience or get certain ideas out of their head so they can just like put that idea down and just move on to the next project.
Right.
So he does that a lot. I think during COVID, like him and his family like went on vacation to like just, you know, disconnect and unwind and stuff. And he came back and he did like an apology video. He's like, guys, I'm so sorry. I accidentally wrote 5 more books on vacation.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. It's called The Secret Project. I think they're like just 5 individual books, just ideas that he had.
That's wild.
Yeah. He's an actual machine.
Right.
When it comes to like write. And he's like teaches full-time like creative writing at Brigham Young University.
Cool.
So he does that. He has his own production company that he runs, and he just writes nonstop.
And you're all about it.
Yeah.
Listening to it while driving in the rain.
Yep.
Cool. Wow. That sounds like a good time. All right. Number 6. When was the last time you were proud of yourself?
Like a week ago, my professor emailed me. She asked me, she was like, hey, when are you graduating? I was like, this December. It's kind of bittersweet, you know. I enjoy certain aspects of school and being like in that network, I guess, where people are just like constantly like learning and looking for opportunities. But she was like, hey, I also entered you into like an award. It's like Senior of the Year award.
Really?
And I was like, I don't feel like I've done anything to deserve that. But apparently it's actually like a really big deal.
Yeah.
So much so that just being nominated, like I can put it on my resume. as like just being a nominee for it. I was like, oh shit.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess I felt kind of proud after that because I was like, I felt like I was just doing schoolwork.
Yeah, but I guess you were doing it. You were doing good.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, she's like thrown me a couple stuff, just randomly to like see if I could do it or just like help her out. And I would always, you know, do it. But I don't know.
Well, I guess she had faith in you.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that felt pretty good. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, like,
yeah.
Now I have something other than just like my degree, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. Does it like a one person from each program kind of nomination?
It's the school.
Or like each professor nominates somebody? Or
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, either way, that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Do you think 10 years ago, if you were at school?
No, I was in school 10 years ago.
Well, like if you were about to finish, you think you would have been as good of a student?
No, I was a terrible student.
Yeah.
Like I would consistently get like C's, a couple D's. So you only need a D to pass in certain classes. Like I got a D in like functional biology. Because like I could just go to class and just do lecture. Like I never opened up the book or studied or anything, and I could just pass it.
And your mentality was I just want to pass?
Well, I mean, what do I need functional biology for?
That's true.
At what point is knowing the structure of a cell going to come in handy?
When you're doing your research.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Probably not.
Yeah, I was a pretty terrible student, which is probably why it took me 10 years to get a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was had a different look on it. I also was like working a fuck ton more because I was working as a personal trainer at Gold's Gym, and that job requires you to put in a lot of time and effort before you start to really get like the results. Like you got to do a lot of like one-on-one appointments. You got to show up at the gym a lot and just fucking be there, because you never know when somebody's going to come in and be like, yeah, I want a trainer 3 or 5 times a week. You know, like a whale just comes in and it's just whoever's fucking at the desk gets them, you know? So we were kind of like always at the gym, always doing appointments, always, you know, doing shit. So that took a lot of time. So I really wasn't like hyper focused on school at that point. And I was also, you know, doing community college classes like Texas history and just all the bullshit classes.
All the required courses at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are like everyone takes it. Nobody cares. And then after that, I was doing the coffee startup thing, which being in a startup business, it's like putting out a fire every single day, but it's a different fire in a different building. And you have to wear 20 different hats because it's not like a corporation where you can just hire more and more people to do those jobs. Like you have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
Or else the whole boat goes down, and I mean, that's it. So I didn't really care much about school at that point. Like I was still kind of like changing majors and just not really giving a shit about the classes I was in, and working was a lot more like rewarding, a lot more fun for me. Maybe it still is, but yeah, I'm definitely a much better student now. Like I made the dean's list one semester.
Dang.
Like I actually like said that me and Ethan were talking about it because he was telling me about honors classes and like some benefits to that, and being on the dean's list, I was like, oh shit, maybe I should try it like one time. And I got it one semester. I got all A's, made it on the dean's list, went up, saw my name on the plaque. I was like, that's cool.
Cool. Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad. And I assume you found something you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like obviously you said doing those stupid required courses was lame. And now you're actually pretty invested in the work you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it pretty quickly went from like classes with like 350 students to like 50 and then like 30. And now I'm in a class with like 10 or 12 people.
Wow. So y'all are all hyper focused on
Yeah. These are my peers and my competition. So like, these are the people I'm going to network with and like, you know, potentially maybe even get a job later on down the line, you know?
Yeah.
When they're like, man, I'm at this company. Well, I really need a guy who can do this, you know?
Right.
Oh yeah. So-and-so from school.
Right.
Or whatever, you know?
Cool.
But yeah, it's a lot different now because we are working together in like teams. And it's not like you can hide and get away with not doing shit and just like riding, you know, the coattails of your other group because they'll fucking call you out on it. Like, this is it. Because this is what we'll probably be doing in our jobs in the real world. So
yeah,
you can't be a shitbag. Because
no, not at this point.
Not at this point, not anymore.
No, you're in it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, congrats on that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. All right, last question, I think. Yep. All right. Is there anything you want to accomplish by your next birthday?
Well, it'd be nice to graduate with my degree, pass my classes this December, and then hopefully get like a job in advertising, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have any idea of how hard it is to get a job?
Yeah.
In there?
I do.
Is it hard?
It's fucking hard, dude. Yeah. I've been applying for internships since January. And they were all like cold applications. Because I'm still like networking and like figuring it out. And the only reason I got this internship is because I used my network. And I asked them to put in a good word for me. And then I applied, and then they reached out and they're like, yeah, let's do an interview. And I knew as long as I got an interview, I would be in. Like, I don't know. Like I can.
Yeah. You're pretty confident?
I'm pretty confident. Yeah. Cause I also don't apply to like just a bunch of fucking random jobs that I like would maybe be good at it.
Yeah.
I only applied for the jobs that I knew I would absolutely like get if I got an interview. Yeah. Because I could say confidently during the interview when they're asking me questions, you know, like, oh, well, what would you do in this? Or like, what experience could you bring to this? So, you know, I would 100% like kill that. Yeah. And they'd be like, oh shit. Cool. This is the guy. Yeah. So I got the interview and luckily I got in, but with the school, they have us working with like recruiters and stuff. And it's a whole kind of like job to find a job. Like you're always updating your resume. You're always tailoring it to every single specific job. Like you completely like kind of redo your resume, you know, switching out your relevant work experience and then making sure you have those keywords in there from the job description. So when you send it in, the AI doesn't just throw it in the trash automatically because it's like, so you gotta tailor your resume for every single job you apply for. You should never use the same resume for two jobs. Every single one should be keyly like tailored. Because the chances of your resume getting to a human being's like eyeballs are pretty low. Yeah. So you got to pass the AI test first and get through that. And then hopefully somebody looks at it and they're like, yeah, this is good enough for an interview. So it's like kind of bad, but kind of good in that aspect. But yeah, it's fucking hard. And in the advertising industry, because it's such like small networks, a lot of jobs aren't posted like publicly. Yeah. It's a lot of like referrals. Right. Like, hey, do you know anyone who does media buying? I'm like, yeah, I know a guy. You automatically, one, you have a referral, and two, somebody who's going to vouch for you. Yeah. That's in that industry. Like, you don't have to like fucking like train them up or whatever. So a lot of these jobs are, you know, just going to networking events and being in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people. Wow. So yeah, like I got lucky with my internship, but the next job that I find, it'll probably be through networking. Right. Like I might turn in a resume, I might not. They might just want to like interview me.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's just kind of how it is right now.
Yeah, you're not going to be surfing Indeed.
No. I mean, I could. Like, it still doesn't hurt to apply.
Yeah.
But the chances of a cold resume getting to a recruiter's desk and them going, yeah, this guy looks good for an interview is pretty fucking low.
Yeah.
At least in the advertising industry.
Yeah. So in that field, it's all about networking.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know how much you've seen of what employers are doing, but do you notice the people move around a lot, like between companies?
Not really.
Because they're like, oh, this guy's really good, we need him.
I mean, it does happen, but I would say the average like stays for somebody is like 3 to 5 years before they move on. Either just for like, because they're looking for like a promotion or looking to like, they're tired of doing, I don't know, strategy and now they're looking for creative or whatever. And sometimes people start their own firms.
Right.
2 of my teachers, professors have their own like businesses. And that happens a lot within advertising. Once you have that experience,
right.
You can build a pretty small team. Like the place that I'm at is only like 9 people.
Wow.
And we do like, even though we're a small company, we do big business, which is kind of like a difference for me because I'm used to like small business doing small business. Yeah. But yeah, it's very different, and those circles are pretty tight. So you gotta go to the happy hours. You gotta go out and do like, the tailgating and all that stuff. You gotta be like one of them.
Okay. You
can't just go in and punch the clock and leave. Which is, I don't know. That's also a little bit different. Like we did that at the startup. Like we'd party and hang out and stuff. But like, I don't know. I feel like if you're not in, you're kind of just there working. Yeah. And they're like, cool, you're the guy who gets stuff done, but like, you're not really any fun, Yeah. Like we want to go out and fucking get hammered, with some margaritas or something. Like we want to have fun. And so you got to do kind of both. Do people where you're interning do that? Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. I mean, advertising is a lot of, wine and dine. Yeah. A lot of socializing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we threw like a tailgate party. It's a pretty big event. Just invited a bunch of like current partners and clients and then potential ones. And, it's all paid for. We bought all the tickets and everything. And I'll go out and buy like gift cards and like write thank you notes and follow up with them. And, and then keep the clients happy. Yeah. And then on the reverse side, like people will do that to us too. Like NBC and Peacock came down because they have a new like ad structure that they're building in. And after the pitch meeting, they took everyone out for happy hour. It's like a nice fucking restaurant. Yeah, cool. Yeah. They were all super excited to go out and get like really expensive Mexican food and margaritas. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I mean, yeah, that's like a cool perk to the job, know. Well, I'm sure sometimes you're gonna want to. You're gonna have to go out and be like, I just want to go home. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them do feel that way sometimes, but it is part of it. Yeah. What do you want the outro to be? I don't know. We can just talk about how we met. How long have we been? How did we meet? I don't know. I thought you were going to talk about it. It was through Mike. We were in Mike's house. We came outside because you were dropping something off to him in your Cutlass Supreme. Like you drove out front. You had your music playing, and I think you gave him a CD that you just burned or something. Nice. Mike was like, this is my friend Dog. She drives a car. Like, you remember this? Vaguely. Yeah?
This is my friend dog.
This is my friend dog.
That's a stupid name.
Fucking maroon Cutlass Supreme.
Hell yeah.
Fucking blaring. D12.
Sweet.
Just bumping.
D12.
Gave him a CD, a ripped CD that you made, and
Hell yeah.
I think you did your little loop, and then he just walked inside and went inside.
Wow.
I don't know how we became friends.
Well, because I had a car.
Well, oh yeah, I guess you gave me rides.
And y'all were 2 grades below me.
Couldn't
and
drive.
Mike lived 2 doors down. So y'all were always hanging out, and then it was just like, get in. We're going on an adventure.
You just put a bunch of kids in your car and just took them to school?
Yeah. Oh my God, I did that too.
I wouldn't have done that.
Gosh.
Oh, you know, because me and Ethan's friend, Becky, she was getting rides from her friend, and her friend one day was like, yeah, I'll give Seth a ride. And then I like walked to her house and I was like, where'd they go? And apparently they just left. So I think I was like, oh, I need to find a different ride to school.
Uh-huh.
Because the Suburban wasn't running yet. The thing was that thing took some work to get up and running.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. What would I do? I'd pick up Mike, then I'd drive by your house.
Get me, and then Toby. Because
You and Mike were always ready.
Well,
Pick y'all up, and go to Toby's, and I had to pick up Toby and Crystal.
And Crystal?
Yeah, you don't remember that? Oh my God, that was brutal.
Well, Toby he would wake up, at least when we were working with Buddy, he would wake up 4 minutes before
5 seconds.
Buddy would be beating on the fucking door. Let's go! Everyone in the van, let's go! And Toby would just wake up, put on a shirt, pee, and then go sit in the van. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude, picking them up was terrible. They would take forever.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to take then I'd have to drop everybody off after school. Not everybody. It was mostly just Crystal.
Yeah, I think we would always just
because we would all just hang out after school
immediately.
But yeah, Crystal would fucking hang out after school and talk to her friends for fucking 30 minutes, and we're all just sitting in the car waiting for her. And Toby's calling her every 5 seconds. Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah, I remember
she
that.
would get so mad.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, bro, like, I'm your ride. Come on.
Yeah.
Quit taking forever. Jeez. That's funny.
So I guess just after enough hangouts, we just became friends by default.
Yep. Good times. Yeah, me and you always had the same vibe. When we were by ourselves, I was just thinking about this the other day, that I really appreciate that me or you never found silence awkward, ever.
Yeah.
And we didn't feel like we needed to fill the space with fucking talking.
No, we used to get a bottle of Jack and just sit on your roof and drink quietly.
Yeah, or just be in the car listening to music, not saying shit. Me and Anna do that too.
Yeah.
And it's not awkward.
I think we'd get in, we'd chat, and then you'd put on, like Lincoln Park Meteora, and we'd just drive to Aubrey.
Yep.
And then as we got out of the car, I think we'd say something.
Yeah, 40 minutes of nothing.
Just driving down 180, windows down.
Yep.
Listening to Breaking Benjamin, Lincoln Park.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that is nice.
Yeah.
To not have to feel like
you have to.
You gotta talk all the time
with
somebody.
Yep. That is nice. Anyways.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy late birthday. What was it 16 days ago?
It's all good.
35.
Wait, so you're 36?
Yeah. Be 37 in February.
Nice.
Golly. It's going by fast. Also really slow. Anyways. That's a wrap.
All right. Let's go to Fuego.
Cool. Yeah. Skip Sarah's interview. All right. Cool. That was good.
How do we cut it?
Well, that's it.